Moves in the NBA today. A lot of the greats in the league have one or two go-to moves that many of them have nearly mastered, and in most occasions they've become nearly unstoppable for them. So obviously it's one of the moves they use most often. And there's a huge variety with all the different players in the league, but today we're only looking at the best of the best. Like with James Harden. I think everyone would agree that his signature move is the step back three-pointer. Luka Doncic and Jason Tatum have also been using it a lot recently, and they'll become the new faces of that move eventually. But right now, Harden's known most for it. Hitting it on the fast break, off the dribble, at the club, on one or two defenders, and it even got to the point where he took it so far as hitting the double step back. Which, hey, it would be a great legal move if he did the first step back while he was still dribbling, but he doesn't. Then LeBron James is one of the very few rare occasions where he has three signature moves that he's known for. The first, of course, is his patented tomahawk dunk that he's been doing literally since his first game in the NBA. And he still does it today, mostly every time he catches an open fast break. That's his main one, but his second signature move is the also very rare defensive signature move with his chase down blocks that he's also been doing his entire career. And it is weird that he really is the first one to make these his thing. Out of all the years the NBA's existed, no one's been known for the chase down block. No one else has ever done it like LeBron either though. I mean, you'll see someone catch a chase down every now and again, but James has always done it. And it usually comes when himself or his teammates turn the ball over and someone's on the fast break going the other way. Until he runs the length of the court, catches up to them, and sends their shot flying off the backboard. And of course, his most popular and impressive chase down block came in the 2016 NBA Finals, where he blocked Iguodala, helping secure their championship. Then of course, his third and last signature move is a new one he started, and it's just terrible. His step back where he just stops, stares at the ball, then steps back and hits a three-pointer. Somehow it's still effective, but that's gotta be the worst one in the league. A lot of people's favorite signature move though is Damian Lillard's, because his is the ability to shoot from the logo, which is how he got the nickname Logo Lillard. Sure, Steph makes threes and is the best shooter in the game, but nobody can consistently shoot better than Dame from that deep. Because as of a couple months ago when the stat was recorded, Lillard was shooting 47% on shots beyond 35 feet. And it's why Terry Stotts couldn't argue when he said he's going to start taking some half-court shots this season. And I mean, if he does that and makes them, that's crazy. And his most notable signature logo shot is of course the one over Paul George to close out the Thunder before waving them off the court. And I'm sure PG wishes he would have known Dame's percentages from that distance before letting him shoot it and then calling it a bad shot. On the other hand, one of the more unorthodox, probably the most unorthodox signature move I've ever seen is Nikola Jokic's 1 foot step back fadeaway that's been referred to as the somber shuffle. I've never seen a move like this, and that's probably because he said he invented it in 2017 when he had a sprained ankle. He had to shoot like this to take the pressure off of his foot, then it actually stuck with him as an effective move. And that story makes sense because the move looks like he's actually got something wrong with his feet. But hey, I can only actually make so many Jokic's because it really is effective. He 95% of the time hits it from mid-range, it most of the time goes in, and I don't think it's even possible to block. A more traditional version of this shot though is Kevin Durant's signature one-legged fadeaway that he got from Dirk Nowitzki. He's always shot fadeaways his whole career, but he said after he saw just how dominant Dirk's was off of one leg throughout the Mavs 2011 championship, he knew he had to learn it. And since there was a lockout that next season, he had a lot of extra time to master it. And after 4 or 5 months of doing it 200 times a day, he got it. And now today, most of the time when you see him take a mid-range fadeaway, it's always off of one leg with the other knee out in between himself and the other player. Because as we all know, it's one of, if not the most unstoppable and unguardable moves in NBA history. And for a while there, Giannis's Euro step looked unstoppable too. He gets the ball off the rebound or a steal, runs full speed down the court, takes one full gather step on his last dribble, then his 2 steps, and that can basically get him from between the 3-point line and half court to right at the rim already. And those last 2 steps allow him to most of the time easily get around to anyone in the league. He's 6'11", extremely long, strong, and a great finisher around the rim, so the Eurostep was a great addition to his game, but it's about time he comes up with a new one, probably one in the half-court setting, because for him, the Eurostep is still pretty unstoppable in the regular season, but as we've seen the past 2 years, all the Celtics and the Heat have needed to do in the playoffs to stop Giannis, and the entire Bucks, was create a wall in front of him, so when he comes down on the fast break, he can't pull it off. So it's a great signature move for certain times, but Giannis just has to add more to his arsenal in terms of being a facilitator and a half-court offense. That's not a problem for Kawhi Leonard though, because he's got his signature pull-up mid-range jump shot. Very very similar to that of MJ and Kobe Bryant. And it really has become a staple of Leonard's game. He hits it from anywhere on the court, off the fast break, fadeaways, off the dribble, post up, over defenders, and down the baseline, which was where his most popular moment with this shot took place. Of course, in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals in 2019, and what's gone as one of the greatest shots we've ever seen. He's had it in this game his entire career, but it's gotten better and more prominent every season. And it's clear it's something he's worked on with Kobe Bryant as well, and turned into his own. Then we get a few pretty flashy signature moves that everyone loves to see, and one is Steph Curry's three-point shot. It's weird to say that his signature move is just an actual overall shot, but it really is. There's so many ways he can hit it, so many different ways he can make a normal three-point shot exciting to see. Whether it's hitting one when his team's on a hot streak and the crowd's already going wild, making one from way deeper than what should humanly be possible, running through.
I didn't order a pizza.
I know, but that Parker promo saved me so much on my insurance. Brought you a little something special.
Parker, State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
You're the man.
And you want the real deal? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
27 screens to get open, or my favorite, turning around, looking at the other team's bench before it even goes in. Steph popularized the three-pointer unlike anyone else. He changed the game with his shot and created hundreds of great moments with his signature three-pointer. Of course, the best though and his greatest came in a 2016 regular season game against the OKC Thunder. It was in overtime, the game was tied, Steph brings the ball up the court, and with plenty of time left on the clock to get closer, he instead drains a near half-court shot to win the game and cap off his 46-point night. There was also an ongoing argument for a little bit on who had the better handles between Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving, but I think by this point we can all agree that it is Kyrie Irving. And that's the main point of what allows him to do his signature moves, the crossover and his spin move. He crosses people over every single night and uses the spin on a pretty regular basis, and both are two of the best we've ever seen, and they put Irving in talks for the best spin move and the best crossover of all time. And I think his most popular display of both happened early in his career. The best and most popular cross is obviously the one on Brandon Knight, and the best example of both of them was this clip in a Team USA practice where he crosses Kobe, dribbles past KD, spins past James Harden, then crosses Kobe again. So he's really always had these type of handles. John Wall's also been known as a master of the spin move, and his are a lot more smooth, and he does it in a much different way because his speed plays a big part in how he does it. He blows past defenders, then usually spins to get around the next one, and whether that's on the ground or if he makes it a 360 layup is up to him. Nobody else in the league consistently does 360 layups the way Wall did, and the best part is that he never does it to just be flashy. It's actually a part of his game that he uses to get around defenders, so it's definitely one of the more impressive signature moves in the league today. Then finally we have Russell Westbrook's, which is his crazy tomahawk dunk that he does 99% of the time he dunks, and it's unique for a few reasons, like the fact that his arm and legs fully extend back and then he hits it with the force that he does, and the fact that he does all of that and can posterize people as a 6'3" point guard is what makes it the craziest. He's one of the most powerful dunkers in the league, and that shouldn't be possible for someone playing point guard, but for Westbrook it is. Now a few more people do have their own little signature moves, but I wanted to hit the main ones, the most popular players with the most popular moves. If